In this video I'll be showing you 4 different types of seam finishes. We're going to start with the open seam. So put your fabric together and pin it in place. And then you can see on the needle plate there's numbers to indicate the centimetre stitch width. So there's 1, 2 and 3. So hold the fabric edge next to the 1 and you'll get a 1 centimetre seam. There you go. So by holding it next to this 1 centimetre stitch indicator, that's the seam you'll get. The fabric's already overlocked, so to finish it off, just press it open. The next seam we'll be doing is the close seam. So it's exactly the same again. A 1 centimetre seam allowance here. Then take it to the overlocker and overlock the 2 sides together. And then press the seam flat one way, and that one's done. The next seam is a French seam, so we're going to start with 0.5. So there's a marker for that one, or hold your fabric next to the edge of the machine foot. Then you're going to press that seam open. And then press one side up so they're both facing the same direction. And then using some small embroidery scissors, trim the seam, both sides of it at the same time, from 5mm to 3mm. Then press it again. Then turn the fabric over and press the seam flat. And then from there you can see the stitched edge is right along the edge of that fabric. Take it back to the sewing machine and stitch at 5mm again. And because you've trimmed the seam inside down, you won't be able to see any threads poking out. And there you go, that's the finished French seam. That's the inside of it, and that's the outside. The last one is a flat felled seam. So this starts with a 1 centimetre seam allowance again. And then you're going to press that seam open. And then trim one side of it down to about 3mm. Then press the larger seam up and then back the other way And then you're going to fold over the larger seam to touch the first stitch line that you made. So what you're doing is encasing the raw edge inside the larger seam side. So being really careful of your fingers, just iron it over all the way down. And then when that's done, fold it up the other way so all the raw edges will be inside the line of stitching that you're going to do. Then using the inside of the machine foot as a guide, hold that against the edge that you're about to sew. Then stitch that edge down so it doesn't move up. So that's the inside of it, and that's the outside.